Hello and welcome to another LEGO Bootleg / knockoff review. Today we're looking at something that I don't think I've looked at this brand yet. This MG brand. This is set number MG2013. And it is a Toy Story batch. And before we go on and look at some of the other stuff, here is a bunch of spare / accessory pieces. Let's see, we have some carrots there for the bunny, fish there, a little like gun thing, and a lot of extra pieces there, and only one sort of minifigure stand. Look how scratchy and messed up that is. Must be a terrible mold. And so all these pieces there are spare pieces because like a lot of other, for example, DLP brand, you can actually buy these individually and still have something to build. So we take a look at this instruction sheet here. You can see that with the horse there, I forgot his name, there's a spaceship thing you can build, and then there's another sort of carrier here, another spaceship, and this one is, oops, is it this way? No, this one is just the instructions for the Buzz Lightyear thing, which looks like some sort of wing piece, giant oversized wing piece. A little catapult mech, like wheeler tank thing, another glider, and like flying thing. So most of these are just different flying things. I've got two of those pieces of paper. So yeah, and on the other side, you know, you got all the instructions to combine together to make this sort of Buzz Lightyear mech. Now LEGO themselves did release a Buzz Lightyear, but that one's way bigger than this and actually looks pretty decent. I mean, this one does look okay, but it's like super chibi-fied. Let's take a look at him. Now I did experience a few missing pieces, but because of the extra pieces used to build the tiny aircrafts and stuff, I did manage to still put it together, just because, you know, got some extra pieces from the sets. Okay, so you got one passenger area there for whoever to stand inside there. That's fine. And this dome piece is also pretty good. Obviously, you're not going to get like Woody or Jessie in there because they're way too tall. The wing pieces are also really short, but at least you have printed designs there. This green piece likes to fall off quite easily. Quick look at the back there. And the arms themselves are on pegs and ball joints. You see the printed design there is pretty good. I was missing two green pieces there, but there's an extra white piece, so I just used that. Extra hook and click things you can put stuff on, maybe. Button there is also printed on, so that's quite nice. Printed, and printed. So if you ever need some Buzz Lightyear related printed pieces, there's a lot of useful parts here. When it comes down to the feet though, these ball joints feel very loose, especially the middle piece just keeps rotating quite easily. But once you stand this down, it does stand quite easily, quite well, so that's quite good. Hinge pieces there. So overall articulation and movement on this is you know, pretty decent overall for, you know, like a mech machine thingy. Slight action poses and articulated fingers and arms, so pretty good for a Buzz mech thing. So if you want to ever add this to, like, I don't know, like Star Command sort of machinery, this one's pretty decent little build. Next up, I was just going to take a quick look at Horse here, because he's not really a minifigure. Painted quite well. He does still have the articulation, like the official stuff, so that's quite nice. No print details underneath. And yeah, overall this is a pretty nicely, bit of missing print there. Pretty nicely produced Horse from Toy Story. Look at the minifigures here. Most of them are based on the older designs. So if you ever want some of the older figures with actual 3D heads, then here you go. You can come back and get some from here. And if you need any spare pieces, I think that hat piece comes off. Yep, both of these hat pieces come off. Now, if I remember, this is way too dark a green. The actual army men are not that like deep colored, but he does come with the correct accessories, so that's kind of nice. And he's also printed on the back, so that's pretty good. I'm guessing this minifigure plate is for him, but it's the wrong one. It should be actual Army Men mini plate and in green. Jessie looks a bit okay on the front, her face a little bit on the red side, torso print and all that's pretty good. But then when you rotate it around, you see they didn't bother painting her hair or printing the back of her figure, so it looks really tacky. Woody has a whip here, and because he is printed okay, I think he's looking slightly to the right though. Body is also printed quite nicely as well, but if you turn him around, and he's a lot better than Jessie. Actually has some details there. You just move his arm out the way. Buzz here, the face, I think the skin color is a little bit wrong, but overall the overall details are still all printed there on the torso, the shield and stuff, and on the wings, and those can come off just like the official one, and got the extra stud on the back for extra accessories. And overall he does stay together quite well. Underneath the armor he does have the Star Command thing printed there. Next up is the Ooh alien, and I think the eyes are not painted all the way around, but he still looks okay for the most part. And he does have articulated legs, so that's a nice little touch. Bunny here does not have articulated legs, although she looks very close to the official one. And this is the only figure based on like the newer Toy Story 4 movie. And finally Zurg here, he's done really well. He looks just like the actual thing, and he has a proper lower body thing and not just a slope Lego piece. Sloped Lego pieces are very easy to fall off from the minifigure torso. Underneath the cape here, you can see he also has more printed details, so I'm so glad that this is actually using a proper minifigure slope piece. So the figures here are 50-50. We have Jessie and Woody there that are done very sloppily, and Buzz has the wrong face color, but while this one's a bit darker, still nicely produced figure. Zurg is great, Alien is pretty decent, and the bunny is also pretty good as well. And all these figures also have a bunch of extra accessories, so they're pretty good. Oh, and the horse is also pretty good as well. The Buzz mech machine thing is interesting. It's much better than random pointless builds. Much like the Spider-Man I just filmed that came with a buildable Molten Man. That's quite good to have an accessory. It's not just pointless stuff that never existed, or pointless stuff that's just not scenery, not ships and stuff. No. A mech here is much better than a lot of other stuff that we've gotten before in previous bootleg brands. So the mech itself is pretty nice. It builds okay, it stands okay, it functions quite well, it doesn't fall apart. The clutch on the plastic is pretty good. So if you don't already have some of these Toy Story figures, or you have the new Toy Story figures, want to go back and find something related to the old ones, these ones are okay, but you're definitely going to have to like repaint some of it yourself, because it gets a little bit sloppy. So if there are other brands out there, doing Toy Story figures, they might do it better than what we have here, except for these few. These few here are really nicely done. So guys, it's Jessie and take care and have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.